Welcome to Veteran Connection, VA Butler Healthcare's cable show, where we bring important news and information to our veterans and friends of VA Butler Healthcare. I'm your host, Cynthia Closkey. Thanks for tuning in today. We're going to look at programs and services for returning service members, including veterans of Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Operation New Dawn. Our first guest is Air Force veteran Brian Anderson. Brian served almost 10 years in the United States Air Force as an avionics craftsman, specializing in instruments, flight controls, and autopilot. After leaving the Air Force in May 2011, Brian found himself struggling financially, and he contacted VA Butler's OEF-OIF-OND program for assistance. Today, Brian participates in the Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Department of Veteran Affairs Supported Housing Program, also known as HUD-VASH. He continues to come to VA Butler for his health care, and he's happily married with 3 boys. It's great to have you, Brian. Welcome.
Thanks. Good to be here.
What was your military experience like?
Really varied. There were some parts of it that I just loved and other parts that I couldn't wait to get done with. I had my mind made up that I was going to stay in or get out several times along the way.
What did you like most?
I think the things that I liked most were knowing that it really made a difference. We were actually supporting combat sorties that were keeping our guys out of trouble. And in the day-to-day aspect, I enjoyed the troubleshooting that I was responsible for. Is kind of like solving a big puzzle when you had to figure out what was wrong with the jet and get it back on the line as soon as possible.
And how was your transition from military life to civilian life?
Not as smooth as I had planned. I had a plan all mapped out and, had a job and housing and stuff lined up, and none of it quite worked out the way I had expected, so we went from fallback 10 and punt to scramble like crazy and try to figure something out.
Sure. I mean, life can throw anyone a curveball, so.
Yeah, we got a few of those.
Yeah. What brought you to VA Butler?
Well, I originally came by the first time right after I moved to Butler and saw a VA hospital. I should go check it out, and found out this was when I was still on terminal leave, so they said, okay, come back after you've actually finished separating. Right. And we'll help you out. And I kind of filed it for future reference and forgot about it with everything else that was going on. And then when we started running into some difficulties, I talked to the Center for Community Resources, and they referred me to Dan Slack and Bill Kress in the OIF-OEF office.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. And how has your experience at VA Butler been?
It's been really, really positive. I've been very impressed with what everyone here has done, and aside from the programs and stuff, just how much they want to help and how genuinely friendly and caring everybody's been.
Which are the programs that you've been participating in?
As you mentioned in the intro, I'm doing the HUD-VASH program, which is really helping us out with housing right now. I've also worked a little bit with vocational rehab, and I'm getting my general health and also up here for mental health services. How's
it all going?
Good. It's helping a lot.
Yeah. What advice would you give to other returning veterans about the VA?
Come and find out what they've got, because there are a lot of programs here that I wouldn't have even thought to ask for. Well, even the housing one, after visiting here the first time, I assumed, well, it's a hospital, they do health care. Sure. And if the CCR hadn't sent me up here, it never would have even occurred to me to ask if they had any help with housing.
It's more comprehensive maybe than you originally thought.
A lot of programs that I never even would have occurred to me, like they have a little computer lab that vets can use free of charge. Mm-hmm. And so just a lot of small things like that that can help you out in ways you might not be expecting.
Sure, sure. Lots of resources, lots of facilities, and it's more than just a hospital.
Definitely more.
How's the staff treating you?
Really great. When I'm up here for appointments or whatever, a lot of times I'll just stop by the office and say hi, and it's always good to see them, and they've always got a friendly word.
Is there anything that you'd like to share with our veterans and viewers today?
This is the greatest country in the world. Keep taking care of it and take care of the people that keep it that way.
Thanks so much, Brian, for sharing your experiences with us. Let's talk now with Bill Kress, OEF-OIF-OND Program Manager at VA Butler Healthcare. Thanks for joining us, Bill.
All right, thanks for having me.
How long after returning service members' deployment are they eligible for VA health benefits and services?
Well, any veteran that has served in Iraq, Afghanistan, or in support of Iraq or Afghanistan, they have up to 5 years with automatic enrollment that they can come in, and for up to 5 years they get free VA care as it relates to their military career or their deployment.
Are there dental benefits for returning service members?
Yes, what it is based on their discharge date, the date on their DD-214, they have up to 180 days to schedule their first dental appointment. And what that means is they can come in, they can get a cleaning, x-rays, exams, and anything that they find within that dental appointment, they can continue to receive dental care through that course of treatment.
How does the VA assist with returning service members' transition from military to civilian life?
Oh, wow. We do a lot, let's put it that way. We wear several hats in the facility. One of the things that we help with is we have VA liaisons throughout the country, working at military treatment facilities, hospitals throughout the country. And the first step is a lot of times we'll get a phone call from one of those liaisons prior to the veteran being discharged to our area. They'll let me know that this veteran is coming back to this area. They'll provide me with some contact information, and one of the things I can do is go ahead and get these appointments set up, usually within a matter of a day or two of the veteran returning home to this area. So as soon as they hit the doorstep, they have some appointments, they know who I am, they know where they're going. Once the veteran gets here for that appointment, our team will meet with that veteran, and we review with them the benefits that's available to them. We review the type of services that we have. I was surprised to learn, kind of like what Brian was saying, that a lot of our veterans don't realize the services that the VA provides. They think they're just coming in for a flu shot or a physical, and they don't realize we have audiology, rehab services, podiatry, behavioral health. So we let them know that. And then once they kind of get established in care, we kind of follow them, do some case management, give them some phone calls, make referrals to the community as needed. We also work a lot with a lot of veteran organizations and a lot of the Department of Defense, the DoD organizations, if they need any kind of assistance beyond what we're able to provide.
What about women veterans? Are there services and health benefits for them?
Yes, actually there's a full array of services for our female veterans. As some of you may know, right now there's the number of females that are serving in the military right now is at the highest rate of ever in our United States military history. So we do expect the number of female veterans to continue to grow. If you're a female veteran, you can contact me, or we do have a women's veterans program manager, and she can be reached at 724-285-2756.
Now, soldiers currently serving in the Air National Guard or the Reserves, are there VA benefits for them as well?
Sure. Any soldier that has served in Iraq or Afghanistan, well actually any soldier that's been deployed on what they call a Title X order, is eligible excuse me, for full VA benefits similar to an active duty soldier.
What services are available for soldiers returning from duty with something more severe like PTSD, traumatic brain injury, or maybe in an emotional crisis?
Well, that's some of the assessments that we perform upon when the veteran first returns for their initial appointments. Either myself, the nurse, or the doctor, they do a variety of screenings asking them if they have any concerns about PTSD, depression, you mentioned a traumatic brain injury, TBI. As far as the behavioral health issues go, we have a full gamut of behavioral health services here. Everything from psychiatry, psychology, social work, counseling, medications, groups, and it's all kind of tailor-made to what the veteran wants and what they're willing to participate in according to their schedule and their level of need. You had mentioned the TBI, traumatic brain injury, which is something we see a lot of, and that can range anything from very mild to, unfortunately, sometimes severe. And we do have a polytrauma clinic here at the facility. And what we do is we set up a variety of appointments for that veteran. So he comes in one day and he sees the physiatrist. He's tested for his speech, his memory, balance, hearing, behavioral health intake. So we go through the whole gamut of TBI potential symptoms, and at the end of that assessment we kind of put together a treatment plan, and we work with the veteran as to, again, what they want to do as far as a follow-up plan.
It sounds like it's very comprehensive, and yet the veteran is able to opt into and join the things that fit their need.
Yeah, one of the tricky things that when our OEF-OIF OND clinic first established was these veterans returning home do have multiple needs, and these needs sometimes tend to overlap. So what we try to do is we try to make sure that all those needs are met in a convenient way for them too, so that their appointments could be scheduled on the same day, that the different providers are aware of what everybody's doing, so we can kind of put together a complete plan to address all the needs.
A more holistic kind of
Yes,
approach.
yeah.
Looking again sort of holistically at the whole life, if an eligible vet were to maybe get in trouble with the law or something after their tour of duty, does the VA have any help for them?
Yes, recently we had a new program start up called the VJO, Veterans Justice Outreach. And what the VJO does is one of their primary jobs is they go into the local jails and interview veterans prior to their discharge, and to see if they're eligible for VA care and to kind of get those services established. And we can also work with our VJO to get some court feedback and some advice regarding things like domestic issues, DUIs, any kind of legal stuff. We can turn to them for assistance and feedback.
If a veteran needed to contact the VJO program, how could they do that?
Our VJO here in Butler, his name is Brad Schaefer, and his phone number is 724-285-2240.
And can anyone contact you as well?
Sure. If anybody has any questions about the OEF-OIF OND program, or they know of a veteran that just recently returned home from service, feel free to call me. My number is 724-285-2493.
It's a whole slate of services then, and the veteran just needs to get in touch and
That's right.
get assessed and get in.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much, Bill, for sharing all this information.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
Welcome back. Let's talk about health and wellness with VA Butler's Health Promotion and Disease Prevention Manager, Karen Dunn. So as I understand, we're going to be talking about getting involved in your health care. How does someone become involved in their own health care?
Well, we want the veteran to come with complete information about their current health, any health problems they're having, any concerns they're having about their health, and past illnesses, hospitalizations, and their medications are important. Prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, vitamins, and herbals.
How should a veteran plan to when they're getting ready to go for a health care visit?
Well, it's a good idea to write down concerns and questions before you come to your visit, because everyone's nervous. You feel rushed when you see your doctor. So what we have at the primary care clinics is this nice brochure. It's called Ask Me 3. They can look at this before their visit, complete a few of the questions, or write down anything else that they would like to ask while they're there, and bring it with them to their visit so they'll be more prepared.
How can veterans help their healthcare team create a treatment plan that will work best for them?
We want veterans to be involved in shared decision-making in their health care, so we want them to come with questions and concerns about any treatment options that are available for them. We also want them to clarify anything that is not clear to them, and to ask any questions with any problems with the treatment plans that they're available and that they're currently on, and to speak up if they have any concerns or if anything appears to be wrong with anything that we're offering them.
There's no dumb questions. Is kind of
Absolutely
what you're
not.
saying. All questions are good.
Right.
And you do want to really feel like, as you're leaving there, you understood what happened and
Exactly.
what's happening next. It is hard, though, when you go to the doctor sometimes.
Right, because everyone's nervous, and you forget, and you feel rushed when you're there.
And so is it okay to take notes while you're there as well?
Absolutely.
So take notes before you go in, and then take notes when you come back, and then you'll remember what's going on.
Right, it's easier that way.
And then how can a vet get the most out of their healthcare visit?
So we want them to ask for information, pamphlets, brochures, and written information on instructions that they received from their healthcare team, so that they can share that with family members or caregivers and then have it to refer to when they get home. Also, they can bring a family member or a caregiver with them. It's always good to have a second set of ears with you, just in case they heard something you didn't or you forgot. Ask when or how you will get test results or treatment plans. That way you're not sitting at home wondering and worrying about the time period that you didn't get your results yet. You'll know some kind of time frame. And we want them to ask for their healthcare team's names and numbers so that if they have questions or concerns regarding their medications or any treatment plans they're on, they can give them a call and they'll know who to ask for.
Terrific advice. Thanks so much, Karen.
You're welcome.
We're joined now by the Acting Director for VA Butler Healthcare, David Cord. As always, he's going to answer questions we've received from our veterans. Director, what's our question today?
Well, thank you. Today's question. I'm having difficulty at home and at work since I returned from a tour in Afghanistan. Who can I talk to? Well, that's an excellent question. We have a lot of returning members from Afghanistan and Iraq who have difficulties reassimilating into life either at home or at work. And for those veterans, we have our OEF, OIF, OND clinic here at VA Butler Healthcare. Clinic and team designed specifically to address the needs of these returning veterans. That individual could contact the program coordinator, Bill Kress, and he can be reached at 800-362-8262, extension 2493. Any of the returning veterans could also simply stop by the medical center anytime and get immediate assistance if that is what they need. We also have a website that I would like to call the viewers' attention to, and that is www.butler.va.gov/freedom.asp. And they can find a lot of information about our OEF, OIF, OND clinic on that website.
Thanks, Director.
You're welcome.
If you have a question that you'd like the Director to answer in a future episode, please email it to vetconnect@zoominternet.net. That's our show for today. I'd like to extend a special thanks to our guests, Brian Anderson and Bill Kress. For more VA Butler news and information, you can always stop by the website, www.butler.va.gov. And you can connect with VA Butler on our social media pages, facebook.com/VAButlerPA and twitter.com/VAButlerPA. Please also join us for our monthly podcast at talkshoe.com/TC/85029. You can listen live online or by phone or download past episodes. Thanks for watching. Check your local cable listings for the next episode of VA Butler Healthcare's Veteran Connection, where we're making lives better every day.